what's up with Judaism and organ donation?
Firstly, the obligation to preserve human life, pikuach nefesh, right? That overrides anything. In that case,
right,
we would say organ donating is definitely permissible.
Sure.
Because you're going
saving
to
a life.
It's the biggest mitzvah you could do.
Right.
However, we're called to not desecrate the body of a dead person.
Right.
So we come under that question, well, if we're removing an organ from a dead body
right,
to donate to someone,
right,
is that permissible?
Right.
I personally, and this is me personally, I would say, of course.
Right.
Because you're saving a life. You're
right,
fulfilling a mitzvah. It's
right,
great.
Right.
A lot of rabbis say no, because bodies need to be buried whole.
Yeah.
So there's some dissenting opinion on that.
Right.
That, you have to decide for yourself.
Right.
There's also the idea that donating to an organ bank is not permissible.
Okay.
Even if after death.
And why is that?
Because the ruling is that you wouldn't know where your organ is going.
Okay.
Thirdly, we don't know when is death.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I refer you to the famous case, nose v. heart, in the Talmud. Right? In the Talmud, we learned that there were two ways that rabbis would decide whether somebody was actually dead.
Right.
They would hold a feather in front of the nose, and if the feather moved, they were alive.
Right.
Or they would put their ear on the person's chest, and if they could hear a heartbeat, they were alive.
Right.
So there's a debate between a lot of rabbinic scholars whether brain death or heart death constitutes death.
Sure.
And if someone was brain dead and you harvest an organ, that'll kill them.
Right. Right.
If you consider heart death to
right,
be death, you don't want to kill somebody to get an organ.
Right. Right.
So that's difficult. But the bottom line is, especially in a case where you're alive, you're living,
right,
and you know someone who needs an organ, and you're a match for that person.
Or a blood transfusion.
Bone marrow, absolutely. Go for it. Do it. There's no reason not to do it.
Right.
The advances in medical technology, there's difficulties, there'll be hardships, surgery, whatever, but you're saving a life. You are doing the best thing that you could ever do.
Right.
Why not do it? I mean, take into account all of the things that have been said by the sages, but realize that in saving someone's life, you're doing the greatest thing ever. So whatever you do, whatever you decide, go with God.